So in 1996, I'm a senior in high school. I came fresh off from a great year shooting in like the youth and the young adult division. I'd won the IBO World Championships the year before, won a Vegas shoot, was really starting to shoot extremely well, and I had a lot of confidence that I didn't lack. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna jump right to the pro class. My dad was super supportive of this, and I did it, and man, it didn't take long to realize, regardless of what skills I thought I had, I was not where I needed to be. Back then, you couldn't have told me I was any better than I already thought I was at that given time, and that's a tough pill to swallow. But I took it in stride. I did kind of dial it back. Shot some tournaments in the semi-pro class. Had some success there. 1998, shot most of the tournament trail that year. Won an ASA Shooter of the Year title. Won the ASA World Championship Classic. And actually got the bump, so I was actually forced to move from semi-pro into the pro division. And at that time I was ready. At that time, I'd shot the same courses. I was, competing at the highest amateur level that you could. I was ready, and went into that class with a lot of confidence. Only took a few tournaments into that, like my second rookie year, we'll call it, and had won a tournament that year, and had a lot of success. I look back at the 30 years of doing this, and I think of ASA Shooter of the Year runner-ups, runner-up in so many different like world championships and indoor events, and pretty much any discipline. If there was an event, I probably finished in a runner-up. I spent a lot of time as a bridesmaid. Now I won a few tournaments over the years, and I cherish every one of those, and dozens of top 3 finishes. But the one cool thing that entry into the archery industry did for me was it gave me the networking opportunities. I can honestly say that pretty much every dollar I've made in my entire adult career has been in the sport of archery. I'm kind of seeing the end of this whole cycle. This will make 30 years. I'll be 50 next year, and I'll have an opportunity to shoot in the senior pro or senior known pro divisions. So I thought it was kind of cool just to shoot one last final event here at the ASA Classic. Kind of put a final stamp on what was really an awesome career for me, and something that I'm definitely proud of. Not to the level of dominance like you see with some of these other archers, but I had my time in the sun, and it gave me so many opportunities to bring me to where I am today. And I'm excited to be here. I don't care if I win or finish last. It's more than likely going to be closer to the latter, but it was a great ride, and I'm excited to have been able to do this. I think 3D archery kind of makes up 3 parts. One, shooting your bow, accuracy, right? Just straight up how you shoot, the shots you make, where you put your arrows. Second part, distance judging. Third part, playing the game, right? The strategy, all of that right there. So I can say that actually I did not judge horribly today, all in all. The targets that I judged, if I had played the game differently and I had shot my bow better, I probably could have easily had an up score. What I didn't do well, my shooting let me down a little bit today. There I had 2 or 3 targets that just were not great shots, and I didn't really necessarily anticipate that. But as far as like the game, like how I played the game, plenty of targets that I like going into this. I said I wasn't going to shoot any 12s over 45. That was part of my strategy. I shot at multiple 12s that were further than that, being like 1 yard light, or a yard and a half light, totally within, the range of like, okay, right? But, shooting out of 12, being a yard and a half light, that's going to be an 8 low, pretty much every time. So did that. Had one today where I was going to aim at a 12, let down a couple times, and ultimately I'm like, well, this thing needs to go. I aimed at center 10, and I had a number that was going to be plenty enough to get there, or even more, and I ended up shooting A out the top. So just as far as like how I played the game today, that was really, really the biggest contributor to the score that I shot, which 192, 8 down. I'm not excited about it, but it definitely could have been worse. But yeah, no, I got 20 more targets tomorrow. No unrealistic expectations. I would just love to finish with a 200 plus score. That would be that's the goal for tomorrow. So kind of regrouping and play a smarter game tomorrow, and I'll be able to do that.
Well, hey man, it's been fun judging with you for 30 plus years.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm glad we got to shoot together today.
Yep, me too.
That's awesome. Nice meeting you.
It was good shooting,
with you today.
We won't shoot together tomorrow, but
No.
enjoyed it. Glad I'd be a part of it.
Yep. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Enjoyed it, man. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Wait, you get the live thing. All right, well here we are, final day. This will be the last time I shoot Open Pro. This has been a lot of fun over the years, and I guess I can kind of think about all the different things. I mean, 30 years is a long time, so shot with a lot of people, seen a lot of cool places, been a part of a lot of cool experiences. So this is definitely cool. So I'll try to enjoy this last day. And as far as the shooting goes, man, I'd love to finish with a 200 or more. Really and truly, that's just going to be, that's game plan. So I need to stick to it. Need to shoot 10s on the targets that you need to 10, and maybe pick up a few 12s along the way. It means a lot to me to be able to take all these years of doing this 30 and kind of shoot one last tournament. Now this didn't go anywhere near the way that I had hoped. Might have gone kind of how I expected. It's a little disappointing, but all in all, again, I'm just happy that I was able to do this, able to still come out here, compete, and the commitment I've had to this sport over the many years is just it's strong, right? And that commitment moves on, whether that's my businesses that we have, or even just shooting next year in the senior known pro division. But regardless, it was cool to have one last hurrah in the Open Pro, and here we are. Yeah, that's a wrap.